Hi, this is Dr. Amanda with Tiger Family Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Thank you for spending time with us today. The main thing I wanted to share before we get started is just the reminder that we're not intending to diagnose or treat through the information we share today, but we sure hope it makes your day and your life better. So let's rock and roll. One thing I wanted to address is the concept of different treatment styles. And so I have found in the years of practice as I speak to people in the community that there is just a lot of different opinions or thoughts about how care happens, what happens, where do the noises come from, if you don't like noises, what do you do? And so as I've mentioned previously, or if you've met me in person, I'll tell you, I really think it's important that you choose a style of treatment that helps your body to relax. And what I mean by that is that there are so many choices. And the good news is that chiropractic care works. And the fact that there's a lot of different ways to realign your back is great news, because that means if you love when your back gets popped or clicked, that you can have that style of treatment and it's going to do great. If you hate the feeling of your back popping and clicking, that's okay. We have alternatives for that too. If you're small, if you're tall, there are just so many choices available to how we make that correction. And I wanted to share a couple of little tidbits about that with you today. And so, for example, I'm going to show the first piece. This is going to be a children's adjusting piece. This is for little bitty ones. They do great with care. It's super sweet to watch them get adjusted. There's lots of different reasons that parents may come to us and ask us to analyze their child's spine and make sure that it's healthy. It makes sense. If you think about your teeth, for example, when should you start going to the dentist? As soon as you have teeth, right? Your whole life, you should go to the dentist and make sure that you're doing the right things, keeping your teeth healthy, having them cleaned and analyzed for good health. Similarly, we should have our spine checked our whole life, making sure there aren't misalignments that could impede our growth, cause issues like scoliosis, change our learning behaviors. So children, back to this, do great with chiropractic care. This is one of my favorite ways to treat them. It's super gentle. You'll hear a noise though as it pops up and it pops down. So if you ever see a child getting adjusted and you hear that noise, that's not their body making the noise, it's actually the device that you see right here. That little drop allows us to modify the amount of pressure that we use to realign their sweet little spines. It goes great. So over here, this is going to be an instrument that we use for adjusting. And so some people very much prefer to have an instrument for treatment. That's absolutely an option. So what this instrument has is a very specific tip. What it does, you squeeze the sides of it and it creates an impulse through here. There's nothing injected into the body. And it's a very neat device because this one in particular can change the amount of input and output. And what I mean by that is if it needs to be super gentle, it can do that. And if it needs to be a little bit more firm for a stronger part of the body, such as your hips or your pelvis, it can do that too. So it's very awesome as far as a way or a style to receive treatment. And so instrument care is what we would refer to that. Another favorite is the traditional, where you hear a pop, a click, or a release in the joint space as it's adjusted. And so with that, what we keep in mind is that the actual pop itself is considered to be a little bit of nitrogen gas leaving the joint space. The pop itself is not an indication of realignment. It often accompanies realignment, but if you didn't have a pop, it doesn't mean that nothing happened. It simply means that maybe you didn't have enough buildup of that nitrogen gas in that joint space. And so the type of joint space I'm referring to is any synovial joint, any fluid-filled joint space. Maybe you could hear my finger pop just then. I'll see. There goes another one. So when you have a buildup of that nitrogen gas within the joint space and then you adjust it, it can offer that pop sound. Some joints just don't have that. They don't have a synovial joint, and so they won't ever do the popping in the same way. So that's something to keep in mind too. Another style of treatment is an adjusting table like this. This is going to be a table that has a drop mechanism. It has a drop table. And so as it comes up and it comes down, you're going to see that it makes a noise. Again, that's not anybody's body making that noise. This table moves very quickly, and it allows us to realign the spine with a lot less pressure. And it's often a way that people can have results without having their head turn side to side or their bodies turn side to side. It's a very relaxing way to start treatment. It's awesome for people who are new to chiropractic care. It's kind of an easier way of getting used to having a change in the alignment of your body. So I hope this is helpful. Hope you have a great day. Take care.